So going live on YouTube in a few minutes. Okay, good evening, and you're welcome to Dear Analyst. Dear Analyst is the Alternate webinar for data science, machine learning, big data. And on this webinar, we do a career webinar, so we discuss everything that's got to do with career of a data analyst. You're most welcome. I will be sharing my screen right now, so at least you get to see something, especially so it's not that your screen is just all blank. So today we are actually doing live lab. So on Tuesdays, we do rules of engagement. We talk about data visualization, report writings. We talk about the soft part of the soft skills or the hard soft skills. Somebody said it's not soft skill. The person said it is the hard soft skills a data analyst should have. So we do that on Tuesdays, while on Thursdays, we go to the hard skills, which is majorly the coding and the programming skills we need to have. So Thursdays, we're also restructuring Thursdays because persons has actually been asking a whole lot of questions. Can we have Excel? Can we have this? Can we have that? Can we have this? I'm like, yes, most likely. So today will probably be one of the last days we'll do Python, or maybe second to the last day, we'll just do just one more class in Python before we move forward. We will just be restructuring the whole thing as well, so we can have all the data analytics tools. We'll touch SQL, we'll touch Excel, we will touch Power BI, we will touch all the tools, all the data analytics tools. And this time around, it's not just going to be myself alone, because I'll tell you at episode 51, I'll tell you like today, I've been in meetings, went out today, came back, had to still go run some one or two errands, and I will tell you I am like tired. So today, I don't think I can really do much or push it into an hour, but at least we're still going to do something for everybody. Ask questions like, but the biggest thing is that we're restructuring these. So Thursdays will not be Ayodeji again. Thursdays will be almost different persons from the Telegram group who actually has the skill or actually understand how to use this. Then they'll be showing us with different examples. You get. So we'll move to Excel, maybe 2-3 weeks in Excel. Then from Excel, we'll move to Power BI, 2-3 weeks in Power BI, or 2-3 Thursdays in Power BI. Then we'll move to different tools you get. So we're working on a timetable. We're going to share the timetable on Telegram group and also share it on Twitter as well too. So everybody gets to see. You can actually also get to give us feedback. We should do this, we should do that. Because I think this is a 9th Python class in a row. So the past 9 Thursdays, we've been doing Python. So this will be the 9th Python class. And then we'll then take it up from there into different tools. So before then, Ridwan Aziz, this is your first time. Would you like to introduce yourself, your name, and what you do for a living? Ridwan Aziz, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Ridwan Aziz. I work with a data management consulting firm in Abuja as a data officer.
Please speak louder, so I can't hear you, sir.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. You're welcome.
My name is Ridwan Aziz. I work with a data management consulting firm in Abuja as a data officer.
Oh, nice. Beautiful. What tools do you use?
I use Stata.
Scalar.
Stata, Excel, and Power BI.
Oh, Stata. Okay. I know Stata, yeah. And SPSS too?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes, I know. So most persons who use
Excel, Power BI.
Oh, nice, beautiful, good stuff. So I know for sure that most persons who use Stata always actually also be able to use SPSS. That's really good, meaning that you're like one of the OGs who has actually been dealing with data for at least a decade.
Not necessary. I'm still learning.
We're all learning. We're all learning. So how long have you been dealing with data for you to use Stata and SPSS?
Oh, maybe perhaps 2015, from 2015 to now.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. So So for you, that's why I still say yes, they're one of the OGs, because yes, for persons to use SPSS, to use data, you don't know that yes, these guys have been dealing with data for a very, very long time. So meaning that back in the uni, you used to do projects for people, analyze projects for people back in the uni.
Yeah, technically, yes. I study statistics. So
yes, you do. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Well done. All of that also counts as data. All of that counts as even work experience with data as well too. So you're most welcome. So today will be like our last live labs of Python. We'll be running different Python classes.
Oh,
So we'll then get to
so
move. Edwin, thanks for coming.
the
Paul,
outlier here.
I can't hear you, sir.
I said I'm the outlier here. I will just be a fly on the wall and pay attention.
No, feel free to ask your questions, please. Feel free to ask your questions. You're most welcome.
Right,
Everybody, you're most welcome to Dear Analyst episode 51. We are live on YouTube and Zoom, so you can always come here and just ask any of your questions. Please feel free to ask any of your questions in the comment section. I will take it. And if you cannot ask your questions, yes, please, on the Telegram group, please ask your questions and I'll be available to take it. So I saw we have a few questions on the Telegram group. I'll take it much later after this episode. So first thing first. Israel, Abigail, you're welcome. I think I'll just have to put everybody mute on entry. Mute participant on entry. Nope. So I muted everybody on entry. So you're most welcome. So for using Python, I always majorly, not just Python, but any most programming language, I majorly advise that you try as much as possible to use it on the cloud. Why? When you use it on the cloud, you're not using your computer's computing power or computing process. You're not using the computer RAM or anything. The only thing you're just using your computer just to access the internet. And most of the time when you run it on the cloud, your codes are safer. Everything is all safe. You can always go back to your repository. Google arrange either Google or RStudio Cloud or the SQL Cloud. Any of it, they arrange it online for you well. So come with me, as long as you have a Gmail account, you can always navigate yourself back to your repositories or your past codes. So I will show us how to access Colab again from the beginning. You just go to Google and you type your Colab. Because I've used it over and over and over, it keeps bringing the Colab.research.this. I'll just go on Colab Google search. In Colab Google search, the first one that pops out, the Colab is spelled single L, not double L, single L-A-B, Colab. It's a really, really beautiful tool. Since the day I've discovered it, I've stayed hooked to it. All you need is just the internet. All you need is the internet and you're good to go. So this is bringing for me because I've used it over and over. So I'll just use new notebook. But let me just cancel it because of first timers. So you just come here, it says welcome to Colab. You come here to file. From file, you go to new notebooks. From file, you go to new notebook. Please, in the comment section, in case you have any questions, in case I'm too fast or you want me to say something, again, feel free to use the comment section or just raise your hand. I would unmute you and then we'll start all over again. Or rather, I'll take your questions, not start all over again. So this one, it says untitled. Oh, I can hide, then come here and then rename it. I'll just rename it as episode 50. Episode 51 rather, episode 51. We have mixed up the numbers, not one. Now this .ipynb, the ipynb, the I here means it's an online, or yes, it's online, but the pynb here means Python notebooks. Python notebook, the Python NB notebooks. Now this is a Jupyter notebook. Let me write the Jupyter for us here. This is a Jupyter notebook. And the full meaning of Jupyter, the J is for Julia, which is a programming language as well for data analytics. Julia is maybe 9 years old or 10 years old. Is the latest of them, one of the latest of them, although there are still other new ones. Then the PY, the J, okay, let's start with the JU. The JU is Julia. The PY is Python, meaning that you can do Julia you can write a Julia line of code or Julia syntaxes on this notebook. You get the PY is Python. the PYT, not just PY, the PYT is Python, and the R, the last R there is R script or R studio. R script or the R studio. You get R script or the R studio. So this is what Jupyter actually means. So I had to comment it out, use an hashtag. So whenever you put an hashtag in a code cell, this is a code cell here, it will not be able to run. No matter what you run, it will not run. You get it will not give an output, or it will not return an output. It will not return an output. So here is a code cell, here is a text cell. Here is a code cell, here is a text cell. So all was written here again can just be copied. Copy cell and pasted here, Control V. Yes, and this time around, oh, no. I pasted it in the wrong place. I pasted it in another. Okay, oh, the shortcut I'm using. The shortcut I'm using, just paste it in another cell. So you could just write Julia here and then delete this. So here, Julia, I can then decide to bolden it, to turn it to italics, to actually play around with it. It's my internet that is actually loading this slow. Bolden, italics, and then come out here. Good. So here you have Julia. So please, any question in the comment section before we go forward? I don't know why it's just rolling like this. It's my internet, apologies. So it actually works with the internet. The better your internet, I think I should just stop it. Let me just delete it. So whenever you start your Jupyter notebook, it's always going to start by allocating here. So once it's done with allocating and the whole allocating or connecting, it will then show you the RAM size and the hard disk size, the RAM size that is available for you to use. The RAM size is around 12 gig RAM. Yes, the RAM size is about 12 gig RAM. So that's why I majorly tell persons, please use this, because there's no need of you actually disturbing your computer or using your computer RAM when you can actually use this and make your life way easier. So we'll start with import NumPy. NumPy is a library as NP. Then we then do import pandas as PD. Now, as you are typing it, it should actually suggest to you, but apparently my network will not allow me to be great. So now I always tell persons, I'm still going to tweak this and still change. It's not compulsory. You always have to import NumPy as NP or pandas as PD. You can import NumPy as any other thing you so wish. You can import NumPy as PY. You can import pandas as AS. It is whatever you so wish to import it. That's what it's going to be imported as. So here, as this is running, let's come here and then upload our data set. Now, understand something, that whenever you're working with Colab, you always first need to upload your data set into the Colab server or the Colab database, and then import, and then also then import again from the Colab server or the Colab database straight into the notebook. This area is the notebook here, where we are working on. This area here is the notebook where we are working on. This is the notebook area, while this is this database or the server area, but let's just call it the database area where your files are saved. See, it is still allocating. I pray finish allocating, or else we might not be able to use Colab. I haven't launched Anaconda. I think I've even installed Anaconda on my laptop. I don't need such things because it just drags your laptop, it just keeps dragging your laptop. So I try as much as possible to work online, and to free my laptop. I have learned the hard way. There was a particular data analysis session. My laptop was just freezing. Yes, the Zoom was running, everything was running, but the laptop was freezing. I could not click. I could not change slides since that day. I had to uninstall like a whole lot of things. But this time around, it is the internet that's now dragging. So while the internet is dragging, can we just ask questions? If you have any questions in the comment section, you want to say something, you tried something on Python and it wasn't working, what would you can go ahead, you have the floor. You could either raise your hand or type in the comment section and we could enter. Ganiat Isa Onilu, would you like to say something? Is this your first time on the webinar? We have a chat. PyCharm is somehow, yeah, you should just find what you're most comfortable with. To me, I try as much as possible to use what I'm most comfortable with. So I'm very comfortable with the Jupyter Notebook Online. Oh, Ganiat, yes, please, could you introduce yourself? Unmute yourself and introduce yourself, Ganiat. Let's know your name, what you do for a living. So I'm trying to now customize my Jupyter Notebook. I totally forgot. I just remembered. So now I've customized and now we're all on dark mode. Dark mode just helps you to read the errors way better. Okay, Adigbite Ayade says, I think Anaconda and Visual Codes works. Yes, Anaconda and Visual Codes works well, but you know what? One day, what happens when you're analyzing a data set of over 2 gig, over 3 gigabytes of data? What happens? Kania, would you like to unmute yourself and say something? So, Mr. Adigbite, oh, you can't tell me. Okay, let me unmute from here. Apologies. So I'm asking to unmute. So try to unmute again, Ganiat. Ganiat, are you okay? Go ahead.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Ganiat Isa Onilu.
Yeah, nice. What do you do for a living?
I'm currently unemployed, but I studied master's in data science.
Wow, nice. Where?
And I'm in UK.
Oh, nice. Good stuff. Yeah, that's nice. What uni?
And I'm University of Dundee.
Oh, nice. Good stuff. What was your research thesis on?
I did something on machine learning.
Oh, nice. Machine learning on what?
Yes. Machine learning on telecommunication data.
Oh, nice. Good stuff. So what are your tools? What tools do you use? You probably use Python so much and R.
Yes, I use Python and Power BI.
Oh, beautiful. Good stuff. Nice to have you here. So how did you hear about the webinar? How did you get to hear about the webinar?
Yeah, I'm on the data analyst Telegram group.
Wow.
I joined from the group.
Ooh, nice. It's really, I tell you, sometimes it's really very humbling, especially sometimes when I go out and somebody says, hey, are you Deji? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, okay, I've seen your Telegram group before. I've seen this, and I'll tell you, it is very humbling. Thank you so much. I hope the Telegram group has also been able to add value to you. That's the biggest thing for me. I'm always after adding value. I hope the Telegram group has been able to add value to you as somebody who has actually done a master's in data analytics.
Yes, sir. Because I'm now interested in, I have interest now in data analytics and visualizations, and the group has helped a lot because I was participating and working on the data set that was sent to the group.
Wow, nice. I think Tony should hear this, but he's busy. He's busy with one data I gave you. Thank you so much. I don't know what's up with my network this evening. Colab has just refused to work. I do not know. So who can share screen and we then work from his screen? We've done it before. Anytime my network is just acting up, I just ask somebody to share screen. I send the data to the person, and from where we are. So who is joined with the computer and can share screen, and we then move from there. Ganiat, you're most welcome again. But Have you ever analyzed a data set of over 2 gig or 3 gig or 4 gig from your VS Code or from Anaconda? Ayade, let me unmute you. Ayade? Hello, Ayade? You says yes. You say Anaconda and VS Code works well for you, but to me, the biggest issue with Anaconda and VS Code is that whenever the heavier the data set, the slower the laptop becomes. Your laptop begins to drag and become a snail. So please, who can share screen from their side, and then we just work from Paul. Are you joined with your laptop? Can you share screen? So we'll just do a few stuffs here in Colab, and we then move along. It says almost 8 p.m. If not, I think I should just go through one of my, laptop, but PyCharm. Can't you use it on your browser now? I think I should just go through one of my old repositories. I'm trying to go through one of my old repositories and then see what we can just come up with. Okay, so while we are just at this, I think we should just go check out something. Let's just go check out GitHub. Let me show us how to use GitHub, or just how to navigate your way through GitHub now. So there are 3 main websites I majorly use for my data analytics inquiries. 3 main websites. Number 1 is GitHub. GitHub was bought by Microsoft. Number 2 is Cross-Validated. If you are not a statistician or you're not doing something about deep stats and the likes, Cross-Validated, you should actually look into that. Cross-validated. Okay. Adebita says he needs the Telegram groups. He wants link. He wants a friend to join. So Aziz, please, could you post the Telegram group link in the comment section? Aziz, can you post the Telegram group link in the comment section? So this is GitHub. I do not want to sign in. So I'll be showing us how to actually navigate through GitHub. So either you're a programmer, you're a data analyst, at least go get a GitHub account. So if you don't have a GitHub account, I'll strongly say you get a Medium account and you start writing on Medium. So I think like 2 years ago, I used to write on Medium, like write about business analysis and the likes, but in the last 1 year, 2020, I haven't written. I've just been doing maybe Twitter threads or something like that. So I haven't been writing as I used to write back in 2018, 2017. I was really doing a whole lot of write-ups. So if you go check my Medium, I had a whole lot of write-ups like that back in the days. So maybe that's why I just moved into webinars and the like. So this is GitHub. And from GitHub here, you could actually go find out a whole lot of things. So today, let's just do, I was thinking we'll just do a bit of pandas and data wrangling. So you just come to pandas data wrangling. And you search. So you actually don't know, you actually need to have an account, see open data wrangling, Folium, pandas, plotline, Python, Jupyter, NumPy, Seaborn, which is also a library, Matplotlib is a library, and the likes. All of these are majorly libraries. So from here, you could just go and look for different types of stuff, but we just want to just keep it just to pandas alone. Just pandas alone. I think we should try data analysis. Let's try this, but this one has got SQLite 3. So you get to, when you get here to GitHub, you always first find the person's profile, which you have here. So today is just a GitHub class. No, you get the person's, this is the person's profile. This is the person's profile. You see the date, November 12, 2018, 13 commits. He has got 13 different commits here. Okay, Aziz, thanks for posting that in the group. So the group link has been sent, so you can please do search. So let's then scroll down. So here you then have the data you actually used. The data, this is a pandas cheat sheet. Yes, it's something you should actually also consider as downloading. You're going to see a whole lot, but if you cannot read the syntax, it's going to be pretty hard, a little bit hard for you. So that's the very, very first thing That's like the first foundation you actually need to understand. Reading syntax and semantics of Python. Reading the syntax and semantics of Python. You get? Even if you give me access, Paul, yeah, I saw what you said, but the biggest issue is my internet is really, really shitty. You get? But at least the good thing is, at least we can at least shoot a video and we're all here. So for the data he used, if you click in here into this particular file or folder, see the data is about data about breast cancer. You get the data is the data about breast cancer. So if you click on it here, it will then open up and you will then see the CSV. You then see the CSV. So this is the data, patient ID, lump thickness, and the likes. Now, for you to work on a data like this, you will need a domain name. And see, he also has got the doctor's name. Dr. Doe, Smith, Lee, you will need domain experience. You will need the industry experience, or at least you need a friend who is in medicine or somebody who has got the domain experience or the industry experience. Why? There's going to be a whole lot of terms, a whole lot of things you might not actually be able to understand. You get, so they would actually be able to break it down to you. So if you then click here, so okay, he has an update to it. Trying to click here to check his source codes. So you get data wrangling with pandas, blah, 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 .ipyb again. You would see the Jupyter notebook here. It is loading. It is 3.14 MB. Wow, the source code must really, really be heavy. The code must really, oh, say something went wrong. Yes, my internet is bad. So once you just click on it like that, it will then show and display the person's source codes. See, the internet, it shouldn't take this long at all. It should not take this long at all. So I could just click here, see, saying something went wrong. I could just click here and just download it. But here, let's go back. They see another Jupyter notebook in which you can still go here and go and check. So after checking this, we also go check cross-validated. You actually also see what is on cross-validated. So cross-validated was one of my very, very good friends who actually asked me to, hey, I think what you need is cross-validated. So cross-validated, that is actually one very, very crucial link you actually really need to actually go there a lot. But sometimes it could be complicated, like, when you see some of the things that's done in cross-validated, you're like, wow, what is this? You get to, it's actually a different nation entirely. Cross-validated is majorly for persons in statistics and machine learning. You get, but you can also have a whole lot of things to go and learn from. So you see, this is the source code, what he did, importing pandas. He started with importing pandas. So pd.options.display.maximum column equals to none, blah, 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 blah. He wants to display 40 columns. So this is the columns. See pd.df.shape. df.shape tells you the number of rows and columns. So we have 699 rows, 12 columns in this data set. That is what it means here. pd.shape, df, sorry. Excuse me, df.shape. So the data types of the individual columns patient ID is in 64. Now, beautiful. Somebody asked me a question during the week. Why is it that in Python we have Python data types, we have pandas data types, and we have NumPy data types? Who can help in the comment section? Why in Python? Why is it that in Python we have Python data types, different data types of Python, like you have int. In some places you see int, in some places you see int64. In some places you see, yes, int or int64. Who can help in the comment section? Guys who already who actually already work with Python, Python. You get, who can actually help? Mr. Adegbite, would you like to help? You actually work with Python a little bit. Why is it that we have data types in Python, data types in pandas, and data types in NumPy? Who actually want to shed more light? Who want to shed more light? You could just raise up your hands and I'll unmute you and we then have that. Mr. Femi, you're welcome. It's been a while. Ifeoluwa, you're welcome. Abigail Israel, do you want to help out? Paul, anything from you? Why is it that we have sometimes int64, sometimes int? You get, sometimes we even have float, just float alone, and sometimes you have float 64. Why? Who knows why? Who has ever encountered those issues before? Beautiful. Beautiful. Says Ayade says the difference is their storage byte. Beautiful. The difference is their storage bytes. Any other addition, subtraction? Nobody wants to say something again. Paul, any addition and subtraction from you? Why do we have int 64, int, sometimes int? Why do we have float? And why do we have float 64? Why? If you want me to unmute you, just raise your hand and I'll just come straight to unmute you. Kaniat, could you help us with that? Why do we sometimes have float 64, sometimes float etc? Why? Why do we have all of those? Nobody wants to say something. The whole room just went silent. He said, oops, I can't remember. Now, when wrangling data or when converting data, when converting from one data type to another data types, depending on the libraries you use, also depend on what actually comes out. Yes, they are actually going to move from maybe float to an integers, but it depends on the libraries you use. So that's why for most of the times when you see all these float 64, this is majorly, this is the default pandas. This is the default pandas. Once you go to float 64 in 64s, those ones are majorly the pandas ones. Those ones are ones from pandas. Yes, how their storage byte was also depend on the libraries that was actually used to wrangle the data, or you get the library that was used to wrangle the data, or the library that was used to convert from one to another. E.g., whenever you're using pandas to maybe to convert, e.g., if you're using dot pandas to as numeric, or dot pandas to as date, or dot pandas to as this, you get. Once you finish using it, it will then change to the pandas version of it. You get it to change to the pandas version of integers, to change to the pandas version of this, etc, and that. So that's just majorly it. Now, the next thing here in this line of code, or in this code that this person wrote, he wrote df.nUnique, number of unique variables, meaning that in a particular, as much as the data set has got 699 columns, some data would, or some variables will actually be repeated. Some variables or some data would actually be repeated. Some variables or some data will definitely be repeated. So here we have patient ID, 645 unique, lump thickness, cell size uniformity, cell shape uniformity, marginal adhesion. Oh boy, this is Pierre nuclei. You see what I said about domain knowledge? You can't just go and pick one data set and say you want to work on it. If you do have, now I'm totally lost. Mitosis, class, doctor name, bland, as in normal nuclei, bland underscore, micro, Martin, or whatever this is. I hated biology back then in school. You get to all of this, so this is how just to actually navigate through GitHub. You just go, you look for the data, you see the person source code, and then from there, this is possible if you can. This is possible if you can read the syntax and semantics of a particular programming language. So on GitHub, you can find things about R, you can find things about Python, SQL, and the likes. You get GitHub is a place to go. Now, after GitHub, the next place to go is then Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow. So here in Stack Overflow, it's just a question and answer section. You get a question and answer section. Okay, let's go to the home page where developers learn, share, and build. Not just for developers, data scientists, data analysts, and the likes, but cross-validated is strictly data scientists. You get strictly for data scientists. So on Stack Overflow, you get for developers by developers, see question and answer, blah, 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 blah. So let's go. Oh, no, public question and answer. Rather. Is that this saying? So this is for the private plan, for the team's plan. So let's just go to browse public. Okay, now, so this is browse public, all questions. See here, over 20 million questions in the homepage. I have over 20 million questions here, where you could just come here and just see different questions on any programming language. any programming language. They're just questions, 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 and questions. Questions, 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 and questions. You get, so here we'll just also go and just ask a question about data wrangling again with Python or pandas. Let's just ask how to use pandas, how to use pandas to convert data, how to use pandas to convert data, data types, not just convert data. Okay, convert data types. See, change data types of columns in pandas. 1,320 votes. So let's use this. This seems to be very, very, very good stuff. So this question was asked 7 years ago. So here you see that the question was asked 7 years, 5 months ago. That's when the question was asked. But it has been viewed 1.7 million times, meaning that this actually really delivers very, very good value. So whenever you're going to start a Stack Overflow to go and search for something, this is the number of times it has been viewed and the votes. See, 872 votes you get. So in case you didn't even vote or so, the number of times it has been viewed is very, very critical. You get, it's very, very critical. You get very, very critical. So I will take this away from your screen and then go straight back into Stack Overflow. So this is the data set A, this df equals to pd.data frame into bracket A. They just converted this to data frame. They're using pd.data frame. So if you then scroll down, see 2_numeric provides functionality, blah, 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 converts non-numeric types, e.g. strings, to suitable numeric, you get. As I said earlier, if you cannot read the syntax, it would be a little bit tough, but at least if you can navigate through little by little, a step at a time, you will then get there. So here you have different answers, questions, see error handling it. So you get to show you, okay, if there's an error, what to actually do to debug the error. So any questions on Stack Overflow? Any question on Stack Overflow before we move straight to cross-validated? Any question on Stack Overflow? You want to say something's not clear to you about usage of Stack Overflow? Please, Paul, Aziz, Abigail. Seems I'm just talking to myself here. So please, any question on Stack Overflow? Is this really, really too tough for you? Any question on Stack Overflow? Ifeoluwa, any question on Stack Overflow? Okay, good stuff. Paul says no question. Makes sense. So after this, let's then go to the last place, which is majoring for data scientists and statisticians, cross-validated. Yes, start dot. So cross-validated is the Stack Overflow version for data scientists and machine learning guys and statisticians. You get, see T consistency versus P consistency. You get cross entropy or this, blah, blah, blah. A whole lot of big statistical, how will I say, terms. You get data generation models, say predictive models, the data sets, simulations, and the likes. So I'm looking for the search bar. Okay, I found the search bar. My Zoom controls was blocking the search bar. So let's do predictive. I knew the spelling was somehow wrong. That's I feel. So for predictive modeling, see question and answer, data wrangling for predictive modeling. sites for predictive modeling competitions, normalizing data before predictive modeling, you get predictive modeling questions on Wika, a whole lot like that. So here, this one, says sites for predictive modeling has got 24 votes, but I'm actually looking for something we could actually, good books on predictive modeling now. Multiple imputation, predictive modeling, transformation and outcome of predictive modeling in R. Okay, I think I like this, but the biggest issue is just one vote and one answer. Practical thought on exploratory. Yes, I think I like this. Because why? The number of votes matters. The number of views you get. See, this one has got 71 votes already. See, back in April, the maths department statistics, you get this is heavily on stat, exploratory versus descriptive. So I'm trying to even to look for. So here there's a whole lot of explanation, like tick statistic stuffs. I really hear. I'm looking for where the codes are. Some people will just go get, but all of them is just asking us just to leave this page. You get, but at least here you tend to get a whole lot of explanations. But I'm actually looking for where the codes are. Okay, I think the codes might be here. So this question was asked 8 years ago, 8 years, 10 months ago, and was viewed 393 times. Now, this is majorly strictly for, as I said earlier, data scientists, machine learning guys, and statisticians, but majorly statisticians. So please, any questions? Still can't find the code here. There's always a link to going to one place, link to going to here, link to going to there, and the likes. So please, any questions? Any questions? Any questions? It is 8:13. Let me, oosh, I closed my Colab. What I was running. Okay, I think we have one comment. Okay, Femi says no question from him. So please, any more questions? Daniel, any question? I hope today was not boring. Oops, as in the network is really terrible. It is still allocating. So I think that should just be that on the analyst for today. Any more questions before we then go? Apologies, the network just went out on us and we couldn't actually do so much. So please, questions, you have anything to say in comment section? Questions. In case there are no questions, let me just say my vote of thanks. I really want to say a very big thank you for joining today's The Analyst episode 51. Many thanks to Abdulaziz, Adegbite Ayoade, Bosman. Bosman, is this your first time? I don't know if I murdered your name.
No. This is not my first time. No.
So please, could you pronounce the name again?
It's Bodmas.
Bodmas.
Yeah.
Is this the spelling? I thought Bodmas was B-O-D.
This one is Bodemas.
Oh, this one is Bodemas. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, Bodemas. Like a mathematics teacher, what?
Yeah, it's just people that named that. Yeah.
Okay.
So thanks for the class today, especially I'm just hearing validated
Yes,
for the first time
there are
now.
still more sites, but I can't even remember from the top of my head. There are still way more sites whereby they are just niche.
Yeah.
We call them niche sites. Niche sites of just some particular persons to go. You get. I think we treated it maybe episode 1 or episode 2, episode 3 for the analysts, the different types of blogs to go to. I'll go listen to it again and then maybe come up with a PowerPoint and you get. So if you're actually looking for business cases, there are some blogs to go and they are amazing blogs. There's a particular guy I used to read about him 2-3 years ago. He's a data analyst majorly for retail. So he goes to different retail persons, pitches to them, asking them to hand over their data set or their cash register or cash flow for the month. He analyzes for them, gives them, build a statistical model for them, gives them recommendation. This is what you should sell. This is what you should not sell. So and so and so. And then he writes a blog about it. I'm still looking for that guy. I can't remember. Based in the Europe, he has analyzed data for over 100 retail. Like amazing guy. I don't really know. So I think I changed phones around 17 to 18. So that was when I used to bookmark this site. So that's when I actually lost it. And I can't remember the guy's name. So I have not read his blog for the last 2 years or so, but amazing stuff he does, like really amazing stuff. So those are things you actually need to read as a data analyst. So when you keep reading those people, because there are some persons that are in niche, they are king of a particular niche, you get. So when people like that are talking about data visualization, they're talking about data modeling, they're talking about that, we all need to listen. You all need to listen, because today is a consultant majorly for retail brands. Just majorly for retail brands. So I was saying vote of thanks. Ifeoluwa, thank you so much for coming. Mr. Femi, there are two Femis. Did you join with two different? Okay, maybe the other Femi has gone. There are two Femis on the show. I want to say a very big thank you for coming. Ifeoluwa, thanks for coming. Paul and Daniel has made this like they are, like, I don't know how to say it. Like they're always here back to back. Thank you so much for coming. And Paul, thanks for your question on Tuesday. People are still talking about it. Somebody sent me feedback that, yes, that question really made sense. And I'm like, why didn't you not ask? You get, so please say a very, very big thank you. Oh, yes, we did. Okay, so I thought as well, because I saw Femi and I saw Femi Adedikwe. Thanks so much for coming. Jola, thanks for coming. Jola, I want to say something. Jola will join and sit at the back. Or did she join and go for a meeting as she always do? Yeah, most especially Mr. Ridwan Aziz. Mr. Ridwan Aziz, I hope this was actually worth your time. I hope it was worth your time, Mr. Ridwan Aziz, being your first time and my internet is acting up. Then Ganiat, I hope it was also worth your time. What site do you use? I want to ask Ganiat, what site as well do you also use? Where do you read from? Where do you actually go to draw more inspiration from? Ganiat. I'm trying to unmute you, Ganiat. Are you there? And there used to be a lady who used to iPhone 1. iPhone 1 is actually also based in the UK. So iPhone 1 and I've forgotten her name, but she's always joining with iPhone 1. Forgotten her name. Then Temitope, yeah. iPhone 1 and Temitope also, I think iPhone 1 is almost done. She should be done with her master's right now. Also based in the UK as well too. They haven't attended in the last 1 month, so I should just reach out again to them. So in case nobody wants to say anything again, I think now we'll just call it a day. Thanks so much for coming. I really appreciate it. You can always check on all of our past sessions in the comment section on our YouTube page. Just look for #TheAnalyst, and then you then get to see all the past sessions that is on. But we're still working on editing all of our audios and just put it out. You get all the audio, so you could just put it out, listen to the audios as you're driving or going out or just doing your business. Just listen to the audios. All the past conversation I had with, so far so good. I have interviewed 24 analysts so far, different types of analysts, from transition series to expectation series and the likes, a whole lot of that like that. I want to say a very big thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I hope this was worth your time, and good night and thanks for coming. Oh, there's somebody in the comment section. Oh yeah, I hope it was actually worth your time, Ganiat. But I actually also want to know, Ganiat, what sites do you majorly read from? Because that's one big thing I always ask other analysts and people who in the industry. What websites do you read from? Ganiat, what websites do you read from?
I actually most times I read from Medium, like
okay, towards data
I'll
science.
look at data science posts. Yes.
Okay.
And the other ones that are for data science blogs and posts.
Okay. Do you follow particular analysts or particular scientists?
On Medium? Oh.
No, just generally on
Hello?
Twitter,
Okay.
Facebook, and
yes,
Medium
on LinkedIn.
Okay, who
I
have you
also for example, this Slack community. I joined this Slack community recently.
Oh, beautiful.
For it's It's for data professionals. Well,
Oh,
I think
nice.
anybody can join. And
Oh,
it's for someone hello?
who is the creator of the community?
It's Danima. That's
Oh, Indian.
I don't know. But
Okay.
someone that is from someone not based in Nigeria,
Okay.
a white, but
Okay.
I think I've been getting other tips and it's really helpful. And I'm
Yeah.
also currently doing an internship for Hamoye.
Oh, nice, nice,
But
nice.
yeah, so I also get to like I'm on data storytelling track, so
Oh, beautiful. Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah.
content related to data science.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
Yes, good stuff, good stuff. I think I might just really need to visit episode 3 and just maybe just do it again as well to different niche blogs and the likes. But for me, one of the biggest guys I follow in data science is Matt Dancho, Matt Dancho. He's the creator of business.io. He's the person who has impacted my data science life or data science community or data science career the most. Has had the most huge impact on my data career more than any other person. I'm going to share his blog and the particular stuff on the Telegram again tonight when we are done. Matt is really he's a genius when it comes to at least solving problems and the likes. You get solving problems and the like. So that is one critical thing as data science and data analysts. You should at least follow some persons, follow their works. This live labs, the idea for live labs came from him. He does live labs every Tuesday for the past, and his own live lab is probably on number 370 something. The last time I joined, I've not joined these live labs in a while. You get 300 and something, 300 and something. He's been running live labs like back to back. So his live labs are usually on Wednesdays. And I remember then immediately after church, I just joined live labs. You get awesome stuff he does, like very awesome stuff he does. And that's just the same thing we're just trying to replicate here as well too. So thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate everybody. Good night. I think I'll just have to just really do that again. We'll just do blogs, sites, and persons to follow. You get persons to follow in data science. Thank you very much and good night. Good night, all. Zoom should end this thing now. Good night. The Zoom has refused to end the meeting.